Good morning. This is Wilkey with Major League Trading. It is 8:48 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, October 10th, 2019. If I could just get a quick sound check, let me know that you guys can hear me okay. That'd be great. Thanks, Frank. Perfect. All right, so let's get started here. So looking back at yesterday's action, although we had a little bit of whipsawing, it could be construed as bullish because most of the prices paid yesterday were above the prices that were paid Tuesday. So that's what makes it bullish. Overnight has been neutral. We did have that flash down and then right back up, but really other than that burst down and a little bit of finagling between 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock last night with heavy volume, mind you. We just ended up settling right back into the previous day's range and value area and really sat there the rest of the night. So overnight is neutral. 5 to 10 day period is now neutral. And then the 15 to 60 day is bearish for everything. And of course, if we look at the year to date, we're still very bullish. So, looking out to tomorrow, like I said, if you want to have something on your different for your sound, I'll put a link in here tomorrow. There will be an FOMC presentation of exploring careers in economics. It just might be a decent listen, give you some insight to maybe some things at the Fed, some positions, some stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Just might be a little bit different, something entertaining to listen to. So, if you would like a 3-day weekend, the markets are open on Monday, but the U.S. banks are closed. Normally, that is a very boring day when this happens for the markets. Not to say that it will be boring Monday, but the chances are high it'll be boring. So, if you want to take Monday off and have a 3-day weekend, that would probably be a good Monday to take off. So, we had CPI come in this morning. That came in line. Then we had continuing jobless claims and continuing jobless claims and initial jobless claims. Both of those come in, pretty close to expectations. We have natural gas at 10:30. We have a 30-year bond auction, which it would be interesting to see the results. I don't know if it'll move the market at 1 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, I don't know what this is, but there's an open FOMC board meeting that you can watch the live stream on. Here's the link to the live stream or to where you can get the information for the live stream that I posted right below it. So again, that might be an interesting listen if you want some different background entertainment today at 2 o'clock. So looking back at the previous session, again, we were, well above value, dipped into value, couldn't get anything going, and just really consolidated right back up into this area yesterday. So most of the prices paid were above Tuesday's prices paid, which is what makes it bullish. So really couldn't get over that resistance, right, and just set in line. If we look at all the indexes, we can see that most of them paid up on Wednesday compared to Tuesday. So they're all a little bit bullish in that respect. If we look at the initial balance study, we can see that the Russell was really flat, just stayed within the first hour's range. The triplets, though, had some decent action above the first hour's range, some decent volume and prices above the first hour's range. Looking at the bell-to-bell fibs and the internals, we can see a little bit of selling pressure early in the day, no buying pressure as the market lifted, and the market was just kind of but we can see that the market was, going up and pulling back into draws, right? So the bulls were definitely in control after the morning hoo-ha. Same thing for the NASDAQ. We'll get into these longer term charts in just a second. Looking at the Dow, plus a whopping 27 points close to close, and down a whopping 6 points open to close. So pretty flat. You got your winners and losers, blah, blah, blah. Really, it wasn't anything going on. So we massively unchanged, as someone else likes to say. So as we look at the profile, we can see that we just really need to pay attention to the value area today for both of the indexes. We do have a little bit of a split for the Nasdaq that's right around 76.95. So looking at the overnight action, it's been 41 and 3/4 points, and we can see, around 20 after 6 or so is when we hit that, low. Then over the next several hours until we hit basically about 9:30, right? We're just getting back up to where we were. This was on some seriously heavy volume. We were averaging 1,000 contracts a minute between 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock last night. So then we get right back into the value area. I'm going to zoom into this area, but you can see once we recovered, right, this is a value area between 29.12 and 29.22, that 10-point range. That's mostly where we spent most of the evening going into this now. So it makes it really neutral in my opinion. So all this was meaningless, and if you got in there, hope you did well, but you probably more than likely got chopped up if you were in here because there was no trend either up or down and nothing really got going. So one thing that for sure is, right, we've come down around this level a few times and someone or something has bought heavily every time we've come down here. You can say it might be the plunge protection team or whatever, little scenarios, but it doesn't matter who the buyer is, but there's a strong buyer down here. So obviously the market is being protected from going lower from, some real money. So we have to respect that. So the question is, since it can't go lower, can it go higher is the real question. Or are we just going to be, held in this neutral area today? I think that's the real question on the table. I'll be shocked if we take out this low today or tomorrow. So if we look at all the indexes, we can see how low these green dotted lines are. These are the overnight lows. And you can see, basically since 10 o'clock last night, we've been in the previous day's range for the most part, and we've been in the value area for the most part for all the indexes. So I had already set these for the overnight trends. You can see coming out of this low, right, that we've set, you've come back up. We're holding the 38.2, which is right at 29.07 half now in the overnight session. So that should target up into 29.33. So we'll see. So you're really watching, do we break 28.97 or do we hit 29.03 or 29.33, sorry. So a break of 28.97 half, sorry, or hitting 29.33. So looking at the Nasdaq, very similar picture, right? Do we break 76.33 half or do we hit the target of 77.46? So looking at the bear draw, I'm going to zoom into this just for a second over here. We can see we're sitting here flirting with a 61.8, right? We keep piercing a little bit. It is a little bit of a lid right now. That is coming in at 76.98 quarter. Again, this is the bearish draw. They did hit, target completion here before they rallied back up, the bulls. But if you look in the grand scheme of things, not even close to this 38.2 at the point in time, which is really trading right now at 76.63 half. Around that area would be the real 38.2 for this sequence. So looking at the ES, you can see this. We got this big nub or node right here. So we got this big node sticking out here. That's right between 29.20 and 29.29. So there's a 9 points where you can see the meat of this profile since we've rolled over has been made. So that's a little bit of overhead supply. You can see that we haven't really been able to crack too much over 29.20 to even get up to 29.29, and that's where it is. So here are our stopping points above. So we still got the 29.20, 29.29. We got 29.36 quarter, and then 29.48 half is above. So like I said, we're being protected. We're not being allowed to go lower. There's some massive buyers that are coming in every time we get below 28.90 half. So one would think, and I think it's a fair bet to make, that that's going to end up frustrating some of the shorts, right? They're going to start covering. I think we're going to end up heading back up to 29.50. I don't know if we'll get there today, but I don't think this low's being taken out today or tomorrow. Very similar picture for the NASDAQ, right? People coming in, propping it back up. So if you take this out, we're just sitting here screwing around where we've been for the last several days. So let's just look at the levels above. You got 77.31 basically to 77.53 half. And then above that is when you get into the 77.88 to 77.98. So I think there's a fair chance that we hit 77.53.50 this week for the NASDAQ. We'll start off with gold. So gold, not really able to get over and stay above 15.13.10, right? We could actually move this up a little bit, but I'm not going to the top end of this node, which would be around 15.14.30. But this is the problem. We're just stuck in this node, so we can't get out to the top side. I think we're going to test the bottom side. So the first stop again is 1502.90, which held really well. I think that we'll end up going below that and at least testing these 14.93 halves again. And if those don't hold, you're back into this band between 14.81.30 and 14.86.70. So first we got to see if these levels actually break. So I think we're going to at least get that retest of 1502.90, and then if that doesn't hold, we should just be going down the ladder. So let's look at crude. So crude is still stuck below 53.45, but it's got a very nice aggressive bid going. So I think this sequence is something to pay attention to now, kind of coming up out of these lows. I think I would like to be long crude and looking for a touch of near the 54 sometime this week. So, it's not that much of a stretch. Another 85 cents, but I think that's definitely on the table between now and tomorrow. We'll retest, not only break this high, but I think we'll retest this high. So let's wrap this up. Look at all the indexes. Again, there are some massive buyers down here. I don't think that we're going to be going down there again. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But that was some heavy volume. If we look at the overnight volume, we have 500 or 450,000 contracts right now going in overnight. We had 300,000 contracts before I went to bed last night. So that's some serious volume, and I don't think there's too many of the shorts that were from this area. I think they all got stopped out. I don't think there's too many shorts holding, but so I think there's a regrouping of longs. So we'll see if they can make the day. But you're looking for the break of value area high, obviously yesterday's high, and then I think we still have that on the table to go up into those targets that I talked about earlier in the video for basically the NASDAQ and the ES. I hope this helps. I will be in Discord on and off, and I will talk to you tomorrow.